Mother's Day lunch today, and she's in here helping me. Don't know what else to say, really. I've got stuck on that one.
That's what Mother's Day is all about, a bunch of flowers and a nice meal and spending time with the family. I'm done. Do you want me to help you?
Oh yes, please. Mum pretty much represents the ethos of our Kitchen Warehouse brand and family. Hi, I'm Justine, and today I'm going to be cooking Mother's Day lunch for my mum, Marilyn, who is the founder and owner of Kitchen Warehouse. I'm going to be cooking Italian lamb shanks. Hopefully I can measure up to her standards. She loves cooking and entertaining for friends and family, and today she's going to be putting her feet up. So the reason why I've chosen to cook Italian lamb shanks is I had a little bit of an affinity with Italy. I worked and lived there for a year when I was 21. I worked as a nanny. I lived in Bologna and also in Ravenna. So I suppose in my next life I'd like to be born an Italian, and hence the love for anything that relates to Italian cuisine. My mum Marilyn also has an affinity with Italy. It's one of her favourite places to visit, and she actually spent some time with me when I was a nanny over in Italy. Memories of growing up when Mum used to entertain. She'd have dinner parties in the 70s, and as kids we used to try and sneak into the kitchen to see what she was doing, and also to, I suppose, steal a little bit of a taste. Mum was very generous. She used to put aside the sweets and the desserts for us so that we had our own little bowl that we could enjoy at the time. So next, when you can see the onion change colour, we then add 2 tablespoons smaller. Then I add all the ingredients into a bowl. I quite like this this gremolata, quite organic and rough and I suppose chopped up a bit larger than normal, but everybody has their own preference. So if you like your pieces to be smaller and not so large, go for it. But this is kind of the way I like to eat it. So what will happen at the end, when you're serving it, you sprinkle this over the top of the lamb shanks, and it just gives it that extra bite that sets off the dish. Oh, so even Mum can't help herself. Here I am making Mum Mother's Day lunch today, and she's in here helping me, so not sure how that works.
And then you can peel.
Oh, thanks.
I
don't like a peeling job, but anyway, thanks, Mum.
If you want.
So I'm using, obviously, for the Italian lamb shank, she'd serve it up with parsnip mash. Sometimes when the parsnips are not in season, I'll use potato mash as well, but I think the flavours with